Hi, this is Maria. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're making this beautiful card. Before we get started, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and click that notification bell so that you are notified when I post a new video. So this is what we're making. I wanted to make a beautiful card using my 6x6 DSP, this gingham on the bottom layer here. I wanted to use all of my sheet, or as much as possible, and in doing so I came up with this design. So let me show you what I've done. Here are the cutting instructions. You do not have to remember these. If you go to mariascraftroom.com, you will find written instructions as well as all the measurements and links to my Stampin' Up! Store from there. And also, if you go to the video description, you'll find a direct link to that blog for this particular card. Okay, so we're making this card. I'm going to leave that right there. Go ahead and cut your base card, 8.5 by 11, cut in half, scored in half. That's your card base. 4.25 by 5.5, standard A2 card base. All right, so I've got all of those already cut. I'm going to set those aside. The main focus of this, put all of this aside. The main focus of this video is how to use the most of your 6x6. So let's go ahead and get my cutting board out here. We are going to cut, this is 6x6, and you're going to cut 4 by 5.25. So first cut is right here. That leaves you one large piece. Hold on to that, we'll use it in a minute. You're going to turn this on its side, and this is 5.25. And now you have your second piece that we're going to use. Now this right here, let's go ahead and do a test, is going to be your first layer right onto your card base. Beautiful, so that worked out nicely. Now with your larger piece, we've got two, right? The bottom piece and the side piece out of your 6x6. We're going to take the bigger piece and cut at 2, which this is already 2 by 2.25. Okay, so there's one piece. Set that aside. The remaining piece is going to be 1.5 by 3.75. So this is already 3.75 just by making this cut. And we want this to 1.5. Okay, we're going to use all of that. This little piece is going to be just scrap. So we'll put that aside. Won't need that one. This piece that came on the bottom is 4 inches by 3/4 of an inch. We want to turn this on its side and just cut this one in half. So you're going to end up with two pieces, 3/8 of an inch. Okay, and those two we're going to put on the inside of our card. So that is it. We have used almost the entire 6x6 sheet. We've got one little piece of scrap that we can use on a different project. Now let's go ahead and put this card together. Let me put my sample here so we can see it. We are going to grab this little piece. This was our 2 by 2.25 piece, and we're going to stamp a heart right out of that. So we're going to use our Country Bouquet punch, and we're just going to angle this in here and get one heart out of that. Beautiful. We're going to take our 3 by 2 inch white and stamp 2 hearts. Now we're using 2 different stamp sets here today. I'm using Country Bouquet for the hearts, and I'm using Celebrating You for the sentiments. I'm using You Are Every Bit of Wonderful and You're on My Heart and in My Mind. So 2. So the heart comes from Country Bouquet. We need 1 heart out of Mint Macaron. And we're going to use that punch on this as well. And let's wipe this off. And we're going to use the same heart with sweet sorbet. Okay, we'll just put these aside for now. I always seem to get my hands in the ink, so I like to put them aside. All right, same punch. We're going to get these 2 hearts out of there, line it up, and stamp. And the other one as well. Okay, so we have 3 hearts total so far, and next we're going to go ahead and put our sentiments down. So I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet and the sentiment from Celebrating You. You are every bit of wonderful. I'm going to just center this on the inside of the card. Beautiful. And I'm going to grab my little piece of basic white, 1 1/4 by 1 3/4, and I'm going to stamp "You're on my mind and in my heart" in that little piece, also in Sweet Sorbet. Just center that. Beautiful. We'll put that aside. Now I'm going to grab Sweet Sorbet, and we're going to use little hearts out of, back to this one, Country Bouquet. We're going to use the little double hearts, and we'll stamp that on either side of the sentiment. Beautiful. And also, I like to have a little color on the outside of on the edges of my sentiments, so we're just going to drag that across the ink pad. Now be careful not to touch those edges, just give it a second. It doesn't take long to dry, but give it a second, because I find if I finagle, if I start touching it right away, it gets all over my hands. So by now it's dry, but just give it a second when you dip the edges in like that. Okay, that is all the stamping. Now we're just going to assemble. I'm going to go ahead and use liquid glue today to adhere everything down. So I'm using my large piece of country gingham, and we'll put this down. And then our DSP from the Country Floral Lane DSP, Designer Series paper. If you didn't know what that meant, it just means pretty paper. So we used hearts out of this one and just a different paper out of the same paper pack. These ginghams are both from the same paper pack, and then the Country Floral Lane, these sheets are both from the same paper pack as well. Okay, so there is that. Now we've got this piece we cut is going to go centered and a little low right across the middle there. Again, we're using liquid glue. I could have used the pink here, but I like the green better, so that is just personal preference. And we can move it just a tad because we're using liquid glue. Okay, let's put that away. We're going to go ahead and put the sentiment down. I'm going to use dimensionals to give it a little height. You can use minis if you want. I'm using regular standard dimensionals here. Just take the backings off. And we're going to set this down so that there's a little edge of this gingham all the way around. Well, on 3 sides. We're leaving this side open. Very nice. See, now when I touch it, I'm not smearing anything. There's nothing on my hands. It just takes a moment to do that. All right, and we're going to put the 3 hearts right here across the front. So we'll put the red one and the gingham and then the green one. And we'll put these up on dimensionals as well. And I like to overlap the hearts just a little bit. That is so pretty. Now, the 2 thin pieces we cut, those will go on the inside of the card. Now, I find that when you've got little pieces like this, I don't want the glue to just go everywhere. So this fine tip glue pen is really great for little pieces. It comes with a little tip with a needle. So when you cap it, it keeps the needle tip very clear. So we're just going to use this for a very fine glue. And that way we don't have a lot of glue spillage everywhere. And we'll put this on the top and on the bottom. You can leave an edge or you can put it all the way to the bottom. And we're just using the green. We could use the petal pink, but I'm choosing the green on this one. And we'll do the same thing on the top. Just a very fine glue here, just to make sure we don't have any glue spillage. Beautiful. And let's see, do we match? I think we do match, okay? And then as a final touch, we just need some pastel adhesive back sequins. We're going to use just the little ones today. So we'll use a gold one. And I used pink on this one. We can use pink on this one as well. And there we have it. Another quick and easy card made in moments and using almost an entire piece of 6x6. We just had one little piece of scrap that we can use on another project. I hope you like my videos. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and click that notification bell so that you are notified when I post a new video. Remember that all your cutting instructions and written instructions are in the blog. You'll find the direct link in the video description, or if you just go to mariascraftroom.com, you'll find links to all of my videos and all of the instructions that go with them. And also the Stampin' Up! Store has a link there so you can buy your own products and craft along. Thanks for watching.